going on, guys? It's Shaun of the Dead here. I'm just doing a quick review for you on this Mossberg 100 ATR. And this one's chambered in 308. A couple of my buddies have 308s. One has the DPMS version of the AR-10. Another one has an M14 converted into a Juggernaut. So I wanted to pick up something. Well, when I actually wasn't looking for a 308. But a guy had messaged me in regards to some stuff that I had on Arms List, some mags and stuff, and I ended up picking up a 308 out of the deal. If you go on the website, you'll notice that this is a excuse me, a 22-inch fluted barrel. The whole gun overall is about 42 inches, weighs about 7.75 pounds. It does come with a 3x9 scope. I don't know if that's included in the weight of the gun per their website. I believe it does. It's a 3x9 by 40. I switched it to a 3x13 cat's eye that I have on here. I use Leopold mounts to switch it over, so if it does include it, then it's probably an 8-pound gun at this point, because this is a little bit more of a booch scope. All the forums were complaining about the scope. It's very smoky feeling, very foggy, very dirty window effect to it. It wasn't a very clear picture overall. So that's one of the reasons I didn't like the scope for one. I really like this scope. This one's fine. Whenever I first picked it up, I pulled up the bolt, pulled it out. He was like, "Oh, I think it just needs to be cleaned a little bit." And I was like, "Wow, you think?" Yeah. Now, bolt just drops open. Bolt's fine. Cleaned it. The bolt release is here for takedown. Thumb safety here, safe fire. It holds well, shoulders well. Even after shooting about 20 rounds through it in the day, you notice that it still feels good. Has a built-up cheek rest. It is a right-handed rifle, obviously. Has a built-in cheek rest, a built-up cheek rest to it, which is actually oddly comfortable. It actually fits very, very well with the contour of my face, so it feels good. Overall, from what you see on the website, it doesn't give you one thing. How does it shoot? Well, I'll tell you how it shoots. It shoots well. One of the things I was most impressed about, quick safety check on this, is this trigger. If you notice, it does have the Glock safety on the trigger. So you can suppress this, and now it's going to be ready to fire. Now you can see how lightly, just barely moved, and it fires. Evidently, it does have an adjustable trigger, although I have not looked into that further to see how adjustable it is, because it is extremely light now. I assume I'm probably on the lightest setting. If not, then I don't know if I want to go any lighter than what it is, because it's very, very light. Overall, it feels good. It shoulders well. It feels very much like a Ruger 1022 with the way the texturing is. And like the Mini 14 with the synthetic stock. It feels very much like that overall. That's kind of the generic overview of the ATR 100, or the 100 ATR by Mossberg. And you'll find other guns in its category in general. But I have to say, if you're looking for a 308 and you're looking for a hunting rifle, I wasn't looking for a hunting rifle or a 308. I just happened to get a really good deal, so I went ahead and snapped it up because it was great. Now I have a 308 that I can complement my buddies with, something that's built for long range, and so it's got the scope for it. And I've shot. I started in at 50 yards, and I moved out to 100 yards, and I shot a few rounds at 100 yards. By then, as most you shooters know, and most you hunters really know, that are really into hunting rifles, once you shoot more than a few rounds through it, the barrel will start to get hot. Even if it doesn't feel too hot to your touch, the barrel will start to get too hot, and you'll start to sling your rounds. So I may have overcompensated at 100 rounds, because it was at the end of the day, and it was at towards the end of 20 rounds whenever I started getting it on target at 100 yards, and I'm shooting at 3-inch targets at 100 yards, and I'm hitting. I'm shooting 3-inch groups at 100 yards at the target. I'll get it straight here in a second, and I'm getting walking it around the bullseye. So easy kill shot for a deer, easy headshot for a zombie. I mean, not a problem whatsoever. Overall, I was really pleased to pick this up. I think it's a pretty good rifle overall. I feel very comfortable with it. I really do like the trigger. That's probably one of my favorite parts of this rifle, is it has a nice, good break to it. At least this particular one does. So overall, I was very pleased, and I have a 308 that I feel good about. So that's one of the things that I wanted to tell you about, is this new Mossberg 300 ATR. Let's see if I can get you to take a good look at it here. There you go, Mossberg 100 ATR, Chamberlain 308 Winchester. If you have the opportunity, the MSRP on these on the website is $454, I believe. So you're looking at a $450 gun on the website. You might be able to pick one up on Arms List for $300 or $350 or something. Even used, that's fine. Just make sure you take something that you can look down the barrel with. That's what I always recommend, obviously. Overall, very good gun. Very comfortable shooting it. Feels very natural in the hands. Feels very natural, shouldered up, ready to go. It holds its pattern very well. And I was just shooting off sandbags, and I kept a really nice grouping all day. Even after the barrel was really hot, I still kept a good grouping all day. So again, this is Shaun of the Dead, just giving you a quick review on this Mossberg 100 ATR. If you have one, throw your comments out there. If you have another 308 of the same caliber, same price point line, there's a Ruger that's a little bit more expensive, and Remington has one out there, Savage has one out there. Tell me your thoughts on those in comparison to this one. I picked this one because it's what I happened to get off of a trade, and I wasn't even in the market. If you are in the market for a rifle, this is not a bad one, and with the MSRP being so low, you can probably pick it up, especially if they happen to have any kind of a special for a rifle. You can probably pick it up for $400, maybe even in the store new. So at MSRP at $454, not bad. As always, please give me a thumbs up if you like this, and as always, please subscribe.